Alright friends, welcome to the video, and let's start the video by seeing what we are going to build today. In many single page website, you must have seen this kind of fixed navigation menu with a menu indicator that has a sliding animation to indicate the currently active section. Meaning, if I click to this about menu, then our page smoothly scroll to this about section, and this menu indicator that was here at the home slide to this about menu to indicate that our about section is currently active. Similarly, we can get the same effect if I click to this gallery menu and to this contact menu. The menu indicator animation triggers not only when we click the menu item but also as we scroll the page, marking the currently active section, something like this. So this is what we are building today using React, and I will use other two React libraries called React Scroll and Framer Motion for the animation. So let's do it. Here in the text editor you can see I already have created the React project, and within this app.tsx we want to set up our project structure. So inside this div container I want to create a component called header, and this header component will include all of our nav menus. Okay, after that we need a section. Let me provide the ID for it, and then we need like 4 of this section, right, as we have 4 nav menus. Okay, the first section will be called home, and here I need to create a home component for this section. Okay, similarly the next section is about, and we need to create a about component. The next one is called gallery, and here gallery component, something like that. Okay, and the last section will be called contact, and here I need to create the contact component too. Okay, now we need to create all of these components. I already have created these components, so I just gonna import these. Okay, so I imported this home component, now about component, here the gallery component, and contact components. Okay, now if we go to check this home component, you can see this home component has this div container, okay, that has a full screen height and has some background color to it, okay, and some text color, and this heading tag inside this div is being placed at the center of this div because we provided these tailwind classes to it. Okay, and if you go to check these other component like about component, they all are same. Okay, and this gallery component, they all are same, and this contact component, they all same, only difference is this background color and the text color. Okay, and the primary goal of these components style is to make the section change more visually noticeable. Okay, now if we go back to this app.tsx, now the other thing we need to do is to create this header component. Okay, so to do that, let me just create a component called header component over here .tsx. Okay, now we will create all the header navigation over here. So let's start with creating a function for this component, and this component name will be header, and this will return our header tag. Okay, and let me add some class name to it. Okay, and the class name that I want to give this header is background white. Okay, and I want it to be fixed position from top and left and maybe right also 0, so that it will be full width of the parents. And then I would like to add some padding to it on the x-axis, and then I want to give this a height of 50 px. Okay, for now that will be all for this header class. And next I want to add this some logo on the right side, right? So let's say a link and this my channel name. Okay, after that I need a nav. Okay, and in this nav I need like 4 links for our 4 section, but I don't want to repeat my code, so let me just add here a variable, say const nav links, okay, equals to, and this will include a array of our links name. So I need a home, right? After that I need a about. What next? Next will be, I think, the gallery. Okay, and then I want contact. Okay, after that I can come over here, remove these, and then over here I can say nav links, right? So nav links dot map, and then I can get a nav link from here. Okay, and then I want to return my that link for now like this. So okay, and then I can say here nav link, okay, something like that. And let me add some class name to this nav also. And what I want is this to be a flex gap of 9, text to be large size, and font bold. Okay, after that I want it to be a uppercase. The other thing, I want it to be on the right side and this nav to be on the left side, right? So I want to add few more classes to it. I can say flex just t5 between, right? So that it will be apart from each other, right? And then item center, so that it will be vertically center. Okay, like so. If I save it, and I have to come over here in app.tsx and import this header also now. And if I save this, and let's check our project, what we have. So this is what we have so far, and we have like 4 links over here and 4 sections, something like this, okay, over here. Okay, and this look little bit smaller, we will fix that too. And the main thing we need to do is when we click these links, we want this section page to slide to that section, right? Okay, so that's what we want to do the next. So let's add few classes to this div so that this logo can look little bit nicer. So here I can say class name text to Excel and font bold. That's all I want to do with this div. Now we will add a smooth scrolling functionality to our project. So whenever we click one of these nav link, the page should smoothly scroll to the corresponding section. To achieve that functionality, we will use this React library called React Scroll. So open your terminal and install that library. npm install React Scroll. Once that library is installed, you can close your terminal, and now we can import link from that React Scroll library. Import link from React Scroll. Okay, now let's go to their documentation over here and grab this link so that I don't have to type everything. So let me just copy it, and if you want to know in detail about this React Scroll library, just read their documentation, but this link is enough for our project. Okay, So I can now close this and go back to Chrome, and I can want to replace this link with that. Okay, the only thing is I don't need this for now, so let me just comment it out. Okay, now I can replace this with our nav link. Okay, and I can also replace this one with our nav link. But these two names should be exactly match with our section ID name. Okay, but I just noticed one thing, that when we created this nav links, we give this capital name, but we should have this match with this small letter, right? So everything should be small letter. So let me just change it quickly, otherwise it will give us a error later. Okay, so let me make it a gallery here and contact. Okay, now this will work just fine. Now other thing I want to do here is give it a -50. This duration is okay, smooth scrolling and spy, this work fine. And I want to add some classes to it, so let me say class name. And the class name that I want to provide here is let's say text gray 600. I think that will be just fine. Cursor pointer, and then padding of, let me say x2, and then padding y of 1, and I want to make it block. Okay, after that, when we are active, I want to say this to be text, let's say black. But sometime tailwind give us a problem when we use this conflicting class together, right? So let me just change this active class with a active style. Okay, so whenever our link is active, we will get this style. Okay, so just say color black. Now I think that's all I want to do for now, so let me just save it and see if it's working or not. So home, about, okay, gallery and contact. So this is working just fine as we wanted. The only thing that we are missing here is that red underline for the active link. So let's create that now. So to add that active link indicator, first we need to wrap this link within the another parent div. Okay, so that div will have the class name relative. Okay, something like that, and we will add another div, child div, to that parent. That will be self closings, because I only want to add some class name to it. And the first class name should be absolute, absolute. Bottom, from bottom I want 0, that's fine, and left 0 and right 0. Maybe height of this one, that is good enough for this project, and background red, maybe 400. Okay, and then let me make it rounded full or something like that, so I will have rounded edges. Let me save it and let's look at our design. Okay, so you can see we have some indicator for our nav link, but the problem right now is we have indicator on all of our this nav link. Okay, but we only want indicator on the active link, right? So let's go to the code and fix it. So to add the indicator only on the active link, we will take the help of useState hook. So let's move to the top and create our useState, something like const, and we can say indicator set indicator equals to useState. Okay, and we can provide the initial value home. Now we also need to import this useState like so. Okay, Now we can use this indicator over here. First we need to wrap this div with the curly bracket like so, and we can say indicator equals to nav link and return this div. So basically what we are saying is, when the indicator is equals to this nav link, then only return this div, otherwise don't return it, right? So currently we have this indicator value set to home, right? So whenever this nav link is home, then only this div will be rendered. Okay, so if you wanna save it and check this on the browser, you can see we have this indicator only on the home. Now we need to change the value of the indicator every time there is change in the active link. Okay, so let's go to our code and do it. For that we can use this onSetActive method of this link. Okay, so let's come over here and uncomment it, and then let me add a function over here, something like this, and we can say set indicator to nav link, right? Something like that, and let's save it. So basically what is happening here right now is, this link when set active, this indicator will be equal to that nav link, and only that nav link will have this div indicating that that is our currently active nav link. Okay, so let's go to our browser and check it. Now here you can see when I click this about, this indicator move to this about. Okay, similarly if I click this gallery, it moves to this gallery. Okay, because when I click this about, the indicator is equals to about, and whenever there is nav link equals to indicator that is equals to about, then only this div will be rendered, that is our indicator. Okay, now the only thing here we have to do is add some animation to this indicator so that it slide to the wherever the active link is. Okay, so meaning if I click gallery, it should slide it. Right now it is just jumping from about to gallery, so let's do that now. So to add that animation we will use the magic. Okay, magic of framer motion. All right, so to begin, let's open the terminal and install this framer motions by saying npm install framer motion. Okay, so let's just install it. Once it's done, you can close your terminal and come to the top of this page, and then here we can just say import, and we have to import this motion from this framer motion. Now let's go to this indicator div and then add a motion to it. Okay, and then another thing I want to add here is layout id. Okay, here you can give any name, but I will give a link indicator. Okay, now if I save it, our project is done. Okay, we already added all the animation, and everything we did before was like a setup for this animation. Okay, and the only two line of code that we need for the animation was this layout id and motion div. Okay, little bit earlier I said it is like a magic, so that's what I mean. Okay, only this line of code make every animation possible that we want to create it. Okay, so let's test this in our browser first. So if I click to different link, let's say I click this home, you can see this indicator sliding from gallery to this home link. Okay, so if I click this about, you can see this indicator sliding over here, and if I scroll the page, when I reach to this gallery section, this should slide from about to this gallery, right? Something like that. Okay, and if I scroll again, you can see this is sliding from here to this contact. So basically what is happening here is, when I click this gallery, this div indicator was supposed to disappear from here and appears over here. Okay, but this div that was here and this div that appears over here has the same layout id, that is link indicator. Okay, so for framer motion, this div is the same div but just changing the different position, right? Okay, so framer motion automatically add the layout change animation to this div indicator from previous position to current position. Okay, that's how it is working. Okay, and this conclude our video for today. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.